Hello my fellow soulmates and food lovers, and welcome to another episode of Eileen's Kitchen Story. As you can see right here, we are in a different scenery. This is the English Garden of Berlin. Small yet very beautiful and the absolutely perfect scenery to make the food facts video about the UK, guys. Just a little disclaimer up front, guys. The food facts that I'm using are either from the internet or from the personal experience that I've made in the country. So if you have additional food facts, leave them in the comments below. I'm super excited to read them later. So guys, let's start right in. Food fact 1. The UK produces over 700 different types of cheese. Wait, there's more cheese than Stilton and cheddar? Yes, for example, the Crowdie, a fresh milk cheese which is very soft and that has been made in Scotland for centuries. And the first farm to flavor it with garlic only did so because the cows that they had, they escaped and then they went into the wild and ate some garlic. That garlic went straight into the milk and flavored the cheese. And after they discovered that, they actually added the garlic afterwards into the cheese. It's super delicious and is a favorite cheese item in the UK. Food fact 2. More than 163 million cups of tea are consumed every day in Britain. That's 2.5 cuppa per person. The British East India Company made sure that the UK was supplied with enough tea during the 17th century. That was especially important because they went to war against Spain and France and therefore were excluded from the coffee exporting Mediterranean. Food fact 3. Speaking of tea, for your perfect little tea moment, you need to have some biscuits with it, unless you're having a cream tea or an afternoon tea, of course. More biscuits are eaten in the UK than anywhere else in Europe. They actually consume a proper 11.5 kilogram per person per year. Also, an interesting fact, 500 people report every year that they get hurt and scald themselves while trying to dunk a biscuit into the tea. And another 10% have reported to have broken their tooth while trying to eat a biscuit as well. Ouch! Food fact 4. The world's first ever chocolate bar was invented in Bristol in the 1920s by Joseph Fry. His company was later on taken over by Cadbury, which forms now part of Mondelez International and is the second largest chocolate manufacturer in the world. Food fact 5. So the weekends are for takeaways, or at least the Friday nights. Getting some butter chicken or some good chicken tikka masala from the Indian restaurant, or maybe some fish and chips from the chip shop is definitely a British thing. Every week I do remember that I was asked by my host mom what I'd like for dinner, and I really enjoyed just picking the good bits and pieces and then later on jumping in the car and getting everything for the family. Takeaways, yum! Food fact 6. Now let's talk about the Worcestershire sauce. Yes, it's called Worcester and not Worcester. It's also called Leicester and Gloucester, guys. Everyone probably recognizes the name, but not everyone knows what it is about and when the hell to use it. The sauce was originally an Indian recipe which was brought back by an ex-governor from Bengal. He asked the two chemists, John Lee and William Perrins, to make a batch of this sauce, and both of them were from Worcester in England, but is perfect for meat marinades as well as Caesar salads and a Bloody Mary. Food fact 7. The Brits actually invented the most common and most popular on-the-go lunch or humble in-between meal, the sandwich. It was actually named after an English aristocrat which was called John Montagu, or the Earl of Sandwich. And he didn't want it to stop playing, so while gambling he said to the waiter that he wanted to have 2 pieces of bread and some meat put in between. So there you go, ta-da! The sandwich was born. Food fact 8. Now let's get a while back when the Romans invaded Britain. It was the Romans that made oysters in Britain really popular, and they took care of the cultivation of them as well. The rich waters of Colchester in Essex are actually perfect to cultivate oysters. Now oysters were in abundant supply until the 1800s and actually a standard food for the poor. But unfortunately disease and the price competition affected the stocks, and now it's only a very sophisticated delicacy. Food fact 9. Another thing brought by the Romans are tablecloths, which prevented the table from getting messy and also gave the diners an opportunity to draw pictures on it and also their next adventures and journeys. The sheets afterwards had mountains on it, beautiful drawings of cities and seas, and that's when the map developed. And the French called this table sheet a nappe. But how to call these little sheets which you pop onto your lap and then you dab your mouth with it in between the eating? Because nappe was for larger sheets, they actually just put the little word kin in the back, which is Old English for little, and then they ended up with napkin. Food fact 10. What is a pudding for you guys? In America, it is pretty simple. A pudding is a dessert. And in Germany even, we call pudding a custard. We all use pudding in order to describe usually some sweet delicacy, some sweet desserts. In Britain, and actually can be a true savory pudding as well. The pudding is certainly a British invention because the sausages used for them were brought by the Romans into the country. The roots of this word actually come from the Latin word ortellos, which means sausage, as well as the French word boudin. If you look at the black pudding, for example, this is a steamed or boiled pudding, which is typical Britain. The haggis as well, by the way. So there you go, a pudding actually was a boiled sausage, but throughout the years it has evolved that you have now sweet and savory puddings. So watch out if you're having a pudding in the UK, because it might be savory as well. And by the way, the same goes for pie. Both can be sweet or savory. So thanks guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed these food facts, and it would be amazing if you have a look into my other videos, for example, the crumbliest scones that I made for you guys. And in the meantime, subscribe for free to my channel. I would love to see you in the next video, guys. Give this video also a thumbs up if you liked it, and then I'm looking forward to seeing the next video, guys. Bye!